This is my Honda C90. I bought this thing a few days ago and it's in really good condition. It's only done 5,000 miles, which for a bike from 1977 is pretty damn good. Now this bike is in fairly good condition. There is a little bit of rust here and there, but collectors like to call that patina. And you wouldn't want to go sanding that and spray painting it because then it's not original. This is a new exhaust and a brand new seat. I got this stuff from Japan, obviously using Sendico, which is a proxy service for Yahoo auctions, and it's now time for me to fit them, which is super exciting. This sort of stuff is incredibly hard to come by and often very expensive. But if you can get it from the source, it's a little bit cheaper, and Japan is where these things were made. I'm going to use the toolkit included with the Honda C90 since I just felt it was appropriate. Also, I don't have any other tools. So I'm going to go ahead and remove these two bolts for the exhaust. Next, there's another bolt on the swing arm. Go ahead and undo that and you can remove the whole exhaust. There's a further two little nuts holding down the bracket which connects the exhaust to the swing arm. Go ahead and remove those too. I don't know why I'm saying this like it's an instructional video. No one else is probably going to be doing this. I fitted the bracket to the new one and turned my attention to the seat. I went ahead and removed just the two little nuts holding the seat down, and that lifts the entire thing off. We also need to remove the mechanism that actually catches the seat down and transfer this over to the brand new seat. I could then reinstall the seat, which is just so exciting. Look at that fresh black. In my opinion, replacing something with a brand new official component still keeps the bike completely original. I won't be dumping the old seat or the old exhaust. I actually have another identical brown Honda C90 that I will be using these parts on, since that one has much worse components that definitely could do with replacing. But in my opinion, everything's still going to be original, as it is official Honda stock. But there we have it. Look at that seat and that exhaust. That thing looks beautiful. Now I'm also going to do a quick little service on this bike. I'm going to go ahead and remove the old air filter and replace it with a brand new one. Now the next thing I'm going to do is an oil change. I have no idea when this was last done, but I can't imagine it was done in a recent period of time. Especially after seeing the colour of it, I would estimate this thing probably hasn't been done in the last 10 to 15 years. Tilting the bike backwards and forwards will help get rid of some of that last remaining bits of oil. You never know what's inside oil. If it hasn't been done ever, there's a high chance there's small little metal fragments and you don't want that inside your engine. So go ahead and try and remove as much as you possibly can. It does help to run the bike for 10 minutes or maybe just take it up and down the road. I'm going to be using 10W40 4-stroke oil for this bike. It's recommended that you use rock oil, but I couldn't get a hold of that since the shop is further away than I was willing to travel to. But this should be absolutely fine. After that, go ahead and check the dipstick, screw it all the way in, and then unscrew it, and there we go. Now there's one last little thing that I wanted to do to this bike today, and that's use a magic eraser on the white fairing. Now this is a fairly simple thing to do and gets a really good result. Magic erasers can be picked up super cheap, whereas components for old bikes can be rather expensive. So even if your panels do have cracks and splits and dents and all the rest of it, there's no harm in just polishing it up a little bit. It makes a huge difference. Now this bike does need a fair bit more work. It's going to need the carb rebuilt since all the seals have gone. It's also going to need some lubrication and just quite a bit of love and TLC. It could also do with a little bit of polish on some of the chrome in some areas, but I'll save that all for the next one. I hope you've enjoyed. Bye. Okay, that looks exactly the same.